Welcome to my new house! Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're finally done. And finally I can film this video. And yes, I moved 8 months pregnant, which is crazy. But, like we can't control the timing, and it was the right timing now. We first started thinking of moving to a new house like around 3 months ago. We thought that with the baby coming soon and stuff, we needed more space, a wider space than our previous house. Things happened very quickly. I can't believe before 3 months ago, I didn't even think it would be possible to move. Okay, let's sit down. I get tired very quickly at this stage of pregnancy, so let's sit down. So I'm not gonna bore you a lot with the details of what happened or how it happened, but basically I will. So just bear with me for a little bit because I want to keep this in the archives, and maybe you would be interested in how the process was. But basically, once we decided we're gonna move, we started researching houses. Since we wanted a bigger house, the budget was definitely higher, so we had to determine our budget first. Once we established that, we looked for what's available. And since our previous house had this great view, we had river view, and the buildings in front of us were really far, there was no suffocating feeling. The view to me was the criteria number one for the new house, and also of course the space. We started looking at the apartments that have open views, which was very rare. Both of the apartments face each other and are very close to each other, but I insisted on having either a view on the mountain, view on water. It was top number one priority to me. Also, we didn't want to pay monthly rent. We wanted the jeonse kind of rent here in Korea, which is basically you put on a deposit. You don't pay anything after, and then when you move out you get your deposit back basically. But the deposit is usually very expensive. It's not that far from the original price of the house. So we were looking for jeonses, and actually there weren't a lot of houses available. With our criteria, we only found 3 houses, which was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even have that many choices. How 3 chances is all I get? That's crazy. And ironically, 2 of those jeonses, or those houses, it was literally the building across the streets from our previous house. So we went to the realtor and we visited the first house in the building, and yeah, it was nice, but the view was exactly what I didn't want it to be, which is to be right in front of another apartment building. So I was like, no. And the realtor was like, okay, let's go see the second house. I wanted to show you this house first because it was renovated and more modern, but the house we're gonna see now is a little older. It wasn't renovated recently, but it has river view and it could be nice for you guys. So we went to this house and I was too shook. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly the vision I had of what I wanted. As soon as I entered the door, I knew I wanted this house. But there was a third one to see, because I am very spontaneous in life. I was like, okay, calm down. Let's be a little bit more patient and see the third house. As soon as I entered the house, absolutely hated it. And what's fascinating is that it was the same surface, but I don't know, somehow it looks smaller, it looks more stuffier. I didn't feel at ease at all. So I was like, no, it's done. I think we found our house. And me and Gil, we both agreed that we felt so good about this house that we basically made our choice. Okay, we need to put some money on this house so that they stop showing it to other people basically. So yeah, after that, now that we found the house, there was a whole other process to go through to move. One was we needed to find new renters for our previous house. We needed to find people to come in so that they give the landlord a deposit, so that the landlord give us back our deposit, so that we pay it back to the bank fully, so that the bank unlocks the new loan for the new deposit so that we can give the new deposit to the new landlord. Could you do you follow me? Like, it's a whole process. It's like a chain, and if something in the chain doesn't work, the whole chain is broken. So I thought it would be very stressful, like, oh my gosh, we had to find people to rent the house, like new tenants, and they should give the money on time so that we receive the money on time, so that we pay the bank on time, etc., etc. At that moment in time, I just like applied everything I have been learning all these past years and all the growth I have done spiritually and mentally, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, I'm just gonna let it go, and great things are gonna happen, and it's gonna happen if it's meant to happen. And I just like I just breathe. It worked. Like, we put the house on the market today. Today we found new tenant. Like, the same day we found new tenants. We had 3 visitors. Everyone who visited the house absolutely loved it. The new tenants, like, we found them very easy. The money was transferred on time. Everything, we got our deposit back. We gave the new deposit, and here we are. Of course, there was an episode with the previous landlord. After she gave us back our deposit, she complained about some restoration thing on the house, but what she was asking for was not restoring the house as we found it. It was like, we need to repair the things she needed to repair. Like, she wanted us to change the bathtub, but actually she has no right to do that, because we didn't put any change to it, and we were not gonna pay you a new tub. We entered the house, it wasn't new, it was very old and scratches and everything, so that was weird. But anyway, the situation was solved, and it turned out she was very wrong with with what she was asking for, and she didn't get anything from us, because like, you can't ask people to renovate your house for you. Like, that's not how it works. There is a restoration rule, yes, but we need to restore the house as we found it. We're not gonna pay for new stuff for you. But that landlord was a little bit weird. Anyway, like, sometimes you encounter weird people, but hey, justice always prevails. Anyway, oh my gosh, I'm sure I rambled a lot, but let me make it quick. So we moved in finally to the new house. We renovated some things, but I'm very satisfied. I'm very happy that everything is done now, and that we are in this amazing space. I literally moved into my dream house at the moment. Like, it has every criteria I wanted for the new house, everything. And you know what's crazy? This house stayed empty for a month. Like, the previous tenants, they moved a month before we actually saw the house. That baffles me, because this is too good to stay on the market for a whole month. Our house is not as good as this house, and it was rented the same day. Like, we had 3 visits. All 3 of them wanted to move in. It was just the landlord who picked the new tenants. But I can't believe this house stayed on the market for a month. So I have this feeling that it was waiting for us, Like, I think as soon as we thought about moving out seriously, this house was made available for us. That's how I believe. Like, it's destiny. It really feels like destiny, because I cannot believe this is the only Jonse available in this neighborhood. It's the only one that has river view, and it stayed on the market for a month without anyone taking it. Like, I'm like and like, even though the realtor was like, oh, it wasn't renovated recently, honestly, I'm very satisfied with the state of everything. It has a lot of woods, which I love. The wallpaper, although it has some bubbles here and there, but it's still very clean. It's not dirty. It's not torn or anything. I really love every single detail of this house. So I feel so lucky and blessed to have moved in, and and found the perfect space for us. And being able to do that before my baby is born, that's such a privilege, because after the baby is here, it would have been so hard to move. I'll tell you another day about the moving day. I plan to vlog it all and stuff, but you know, that's not how it happens in real life. Like, it was hectic. This is the huge updates. This is the updates of my life lately, and it is a huge one. And I'm so glad I shared it with you. You know, this is a big milestone, and we love this house so much that we really plan to stay here for a long time. So I'm gonna take my time to decorate it. I'm gonna take my time to renovate. Not renovate, I'm not gonna renovate a house until we buy it and be the actual owner, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna make it my own, but slowly, because now that with the previous house, we knew we weren't gonna stay for long there. It was too small. But with this one, we plan to stay for long term, so I'm gonna take my time decorating and stuff. And of course, I'm gonna make videos about room makeovers and stuff. It's one of my favorite things to film and to watch on YouTube, actually. And this moving really emphasized my belief that it is very important to let go and let things happen, that I don't have to intervene with stressing and overthinking and everything. Like, I just trust, and things really do work out.